Welcome guys to a brand new video on solo leveling Arise. Now from the title you guys can already tell that this video is extremely important. So I'm going to be talking about one of the most important character that you guys might actually start to regret if you don't have multiple dupes or copies for this character. And surprisingly enough, it is actually Gunhee. Yes, now I made a video yesterday talking about getting his A1 dupe for free with the event available, which is absolutely fantastic. But I also decided to take a look at his kit properly because again, someone in my comment section was actually mentioning how this character is actually a lot better than we thought. So I decided to, you know what, take a look at his kit because I have been extremely busy from a while ago, so that's why you notice like the amount of videos I've been releasing are a lot lower. So that's why I decided, you know what, it's time for me to see Gunhee. I haven't played with this character, I haven't used him at all. I just had him, I leveled him up, I got his advancement to A3, and I never used him because again, I was extremely busy. I was able to play solo leveling Arise, but I was never actually able to properly go in depth with all the updates we had recently. But when I took a look at Gunhee's kit, I can actually see why this character is probably going to be one of the most important character for the future, especially with future-like characters that are coming out in the game. So we all know how amazing Min is with the, you know, supportive capability, but honestly Min is just a character you would use anyways to like increase your overall DPS for any team because of the ability to increase the damage taken, so the damage that the enemies are taking. So that's absolutely fantastic. But if you take a look at Gunhee, he has a lot of abilities that actually helps enhance the damage of the light team, which makes him extremely important. So there's a couple of things you guys need to do right now. Try and at least get this guy to, well, A1, or you know, that's kind of free to play for anyway because you can get him to A1 quite easily. But I also think A5 is definitely going to be important for him. I don't think A3 is that important anymore after taking a look at his supportive capability, ignoring his damage and the breakability. Well, his breakability is very useful, but his damage is also going to be very useful. But at the end of the day, you are going to be seeing him as more of a supportive DPS type character because his supportive capability is a lot more insane than anyone is actually realizing. So again, two things you want to do: make sure you get him to A1 because I do believe at A1 you do get a special ability that also further enhances his ability to buff the light team. So extremely important. And the second thing you need to do is to get his weapon. You need to get his weapon to 5 dupes at least, because that's when you increase the overall supportive capability he has for the light team, and it's extremely important. The weapon, as well as you know, if you take a look at the events to get his weapon, it kind of sucks because again, this event is shared with the other character's weapon. Who's the character's name again? Handsome Me, and let me check her name is Handsome Me. Yeah, Handsome Me. So of course the event to get the weapons for Gunhee is with the other character, and you have to choose which weapon you want to go for. But listen guys, you want to get Gunhee's weapon. Like, get one copy of Handsome Me, that is fine. Handsome Me's weapon, that is fine, but the rest of your resources needs to go into Gunhee and try to get his weapon to A5 advancement 5 so that you can increase his supportive capability. So let's take a quick look, in-depth look at this character before I carry on with the video guys. There are going to be codes down in the comment section right now. I believe 100 codes or maybe 300 codes. Definitely go ahead and take a look at them. It's one use only codes given out to the creators, and the creators are giving it out to you guys. There's 1k essence stones, there's what else, the mana stuff, and there's another 500 essence stones to get. So definitely go ahead and use those codes, one use only codes, and if someone else has used it, it's not going to work for you. And if you use other content creators codes, then unfortunately you won't be able to use these codes as well. So let's take a deep dive into Gunhee's, especially the most important ability that he has to offer. And if you guys enjoyed this video, continue to support the channel by liking and subscribing, show your support to the channel, and let's carry on with the video. So I mentioned his weapon. So why is his weapon important? So take a look at it. It increases the user's defense by 12%. We don't care. That's for his damage, but at the end of the day, we talk about supportive capability that he has to offer, so that doesn't matter. But if you take a look at the second part of his you know, weapon skill, when fighting spirit or heavy attack fighting spirit hits, so that ability, if I take a look at his skills, is his first skill with 8 seconds, and the heavy one is Something to do with his passive, isn't it? Yeah, something to do with his passive. That's fine. So heavy hits, that's fine. So whenever he uses first skill and the heavy attack fighting spirit, the light damage dealt to the target is increased by 12% for 15 seconds. So if for any future boss content we have, this weapon is going to be very, very helpful, especially if that boss is weak to light damage. So Gunhee is going to be especially very important to light teams. So you increase the light damage dealt to target by 12%. This is just his weapon, by the way. So you need to make sure you have his weapon. Again, this is A5 when you have it fully maxed out, or A5. So that's 12%, and this lasts for 15 seconds. Now, that is just one ability that he has to offer. Now, take a look at his A1 and why I mentioned why it's very, very important. When the user using his fighting spirit, again, his skill 1 or his heavy attack fighting spirit, it activates their core attack, which is fine. Again, that's for his damage. We don't care too much about that. But take a look at the bottom part. When the user uses fighting spirit or heavy attack fighting spirits, their core attack becomes heavy attack, blah 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 blah, for 15 seconds. Yeah, whatever. When the user uses the power of brilliant light, it applies the will of brilliant light effect to all team members. Now this is important, to all team members. So what happens with the will of brilliant light is, for each light team members in the party, the user's light damage is increased by 8%, and the crit hit damage is increased by further 8%, and the duration of all this is 20 seconds. You need to get his A1. Very, very important. So for each light team, so usually you can run with 3 characters. So 3 light characters, that's 8 times 3, so that is 24 if my maths is correct. So 8, 16, 24. So you're increasing the light damage by 24%, and the crit hit damage by, again, 24%. That is crazy, and it gets even more cracked. Again, we've talked about his A3 being important for his damage, but honestly this becomes very useless. Like, actually very, very useless. His A3 is not that good anymore, guys, after taking a look at his other kit, which in my opinion is a little bit like weird, because his A3, basically when he uses his ultimate attack, it deals almighty break damage. We don't care for that. This is actually not that important. It does have this ruler effect, which basically increases user's defense and gains its shield, blah blah blah. The user's damage take, no, this doesn't matter. This does not matter. Again, if you want to make him as your main DPS for light team, or you try to increase his damage, which you should do anyways, but that doesn't really matter, because if you take a look at his A5, again, this is world territory, or like light spender territory. Free-to-play players should not be aiming for this, because eventually he is going to be added into the custom draw, where you can add him in there and hopefully try and get him to A5, because he then becomes even more crazy. So at A5, the damage of Supernova, which is ultimate, increases by 60% when dealt to targets that possess a break gauge. Don't care. We don't care. We actually don't care. Now, what is important is when the Supernova hits a target that doesn't have a break gauge, look at this, it grants the will of fragment effect to the team members. Now this is very important because it increases the users, so the team members damage, increases the crit hit damage by further 30%, and the QTE damage by 150%. Stupidly OP, absolutely crazy ability. So listen guys, A5 for this character, important. A1, very important. Is weapon, very important. Of course, try and make him as be good amount of damage, because at the end of the day, you do want to break the opponent. So again, you don't want the opponent to have a break gauge, so you're definitely going to stay on Gunhee, try and break the opponents as fast as possible, and once they are broken, you then use this ultimate skill, making sure the enemy does not have any break gauge, so that you can then apply this ability, the will of the fragment effect. Very important, and bam, you have yourself an amazing buffer. So again, it's a bit weird with this character. He's meant to be a DPS character, but then you take a look at his ability, he's actually a buffer as well for the light team. Now, how broken is this right now? Well, we do have Charhae. So imagine this team, Gunhee, Charhae, and Min. So we have 3 characters right now that are light team. You basically stack it like this. So Gunhee is your first member, followed by Min, followed by Charhae, and definitely you have insane buff from both of them, and your Charhae can actually deal crazy amount of damage. But from what we know of in the future, we got future information leaks, Thomas Andre, another broken character that will definitely be happening, coming soon. He's a very, very interesting and important character in the manga and the webtoon. So the devs are not going to butcher this character. They're going to make Thomas Andre broken. He's an S-rank character, top of the verse. He's definitely going to be treated extremely well in the game. He's going to be he should be a light character based on the webtoon. So if he's a light type character, you want to increase his damage. It's going to be Gunhee, Min, and then that guy, Thomas Andre. That's going to be the future team for light teams. And Thomas Andre is going to be broken. Oh, actually, we also, based on leaks, are getting Gina, and supposedly she's a light unit as well. They might have changed that, we don't know. But if she's a light unit, she might replace Min if she's a support character. But I think Gunhee is still going to be a character that is going to be important for the light team in the future. Like even right now, the ability he has to offer to just buff up damage is crazy, and his overall damage as well was actually quite up there as well. So honestly, very, very strong character. Like A5 though, when you get him to A5, you have his weapon A5, and you make sure you use him the best way possible, which is to make sure the opponent doesn't have a break gauge. His overall buffing capability is absolutely crazy. So absolutely amazing character, must have character, guys. And obviously in the future we're going to get more different light characters, so of course he's still going to be looking like the great character to use to pair up. And I honestly think right now, with Gunhee being the way he is, there is literally no reason for you to use Baek Yunhoo anymore, the light Baek. You don't need to use him anymore, honestly. So I have managed to get my Gunhee A3, A5 with his weapon, and I've definitely invested into him, but I still haven't used him. But I now see how broken this character is. So a huge shout out to the person that commented in my last video where I took a look at him. He's actually crazy, guys, absolutely crazy. Very, very important character. It's been your boy AC Gamer, and I'm out.